So we noticed something was wrong with Zuri after she was born. She started losing some weight, which is typical for a newborn, but it wasn't just ounces, it was like a pound and a few ounces.
She was about 10, 11, or maybe even 12 days old. We were taking pictures of her, you know, like a newborn photo shoot, but she wouldn't stop crying. So she kept crying for literally 4 hours. We fed her, we changed her, we tried to put her to sleep. It was just screaming and crying, nothing really calmed her down. We
were taking her to the pediatrician that we got a call from Nicholas Children's Hospital that we needed to come in like as soon as we could to talk about cystic fibrosis. So when we got the phone call that Zuri had CF, I got speechless to the point that my hands just went down and he took over. Her eyes started to well up a little bit, you know, starting to get some tears in her eyes. Like I knew something was wrong, so that's when I took the phone from her and, you know, we scheduled the appointment for later that day. And, you know, I don't even really remember the rest of the appointment that we were at. It was kind of just almost like a dream.
I met Zuri because she was diagnosed with CF, and cystic fibrosis makes all the secretions in the lung and any place of our body that produces secretions get very thick and dehydrated. So that dehydration in the lungs makes a lot of mucus. That mucus stays in there, and that mucus is very rich, so bacteria love to go there, get an infection, inflammation, and damage of the lungs.
She told us what was going on and the steps that we were going to be taking. Like, this is going to be a journey for our whole family. She just let us know that it's not going to be as easy as it was with Parker, which is Zuri's older brother. It's kind of like a blur. I was still, you know, taking it in that, like, my daughter was really sick, my not even 3-week-old child.
So cystic fibrosis can have multiple effects in the GI system. It can be anything from poor nutrition. It's called malabsorption, since your pancreas can't secrete the digestive enzymes that are used to break down certain foods like proteins and fats. Then you can absorb them. Mom and dad were doing a phenomenal job feeding her as much as you can, but sometimes she needed some extra calories. So actually last year in September, along with the surgical team, we actually put a G-tube, which is a tube they put in the stomach to make sure she just gets those extra calories in addition to what she's eating orally.
And today we use it for not only medication, like liquid medication, because it's a little bit easier for her to get it that way. We also connect her to her G-tube at night so she can get some nutrition as well. So technically she sleeps and she eats at the same time.
So in cystic fibrosis, the mucus in the lungs are very dehydrated. So they have to bring it up. We give them some saline to inhale, so we hydrate that mucus. We have another inhalations to break that mucus, and they have to bring it up every day. So we need to do some clapping on the chest and some respiratory therapy. So it's a constant and a daily treatment that they have to do at least twice a day, minimum. It's a disease that you have to be constantly on something and with something.
We're outside at least once a day, like all together. Parker, he makes this whole situation better for everybody. You know, they'll be running outside and he's like, you need to like run and jump to make your lungs strong. Like, he just wants to be involved in his sister's well-being.
In so many ways, I don't remember life before CF. This is something that she will have for the rest of her life. But knowing what I know today, knowing what medications she's eligible for and what they actually do for her, I would have allowed myself to enjoy just life, instead of kind of counting down that something might go wrong, something may happen.
There is good news right now for them. And for the last 4 years, we're using medications that actually correct the problem. So as long as you take it on a daily basis, that new medication that is available, these patients are doing much, much better. She was lucky enough to born in a time that she's only 3.5. The medications were already available. But not only on her, the other ones who were older, we are using these medications and we are seeing a difference.
I think what CF journey has taught us is that it's more for her to be happy and do what she really wants to do in life. I want them to find who they are and be true to themselves. And it goes for Parker and it goes for Zuri. And I know it doesn't sound like anything fancy, but
we've learned that, you know, life can change plans in a second.